Don't need software. Okay. Okay, just let it clear up a little bit. Okay, how's it looking down your end? All good? Okay. Hello gamers, and just before we start today, Nick and I wanted to have a bit of a chat with you because we actually want to have some feedback from you. We've been working on this channel for a little while and we want to find some cool and interesting ways to improve the quality. So before our actual video starts, I'd love for you to just consider things that are working for you and maybe things that aren't working for you. Things like, are you enjoying the topics that we're discussing? Or the quality of the content? How are you finding these awesome presenters of yours? Are you enjoying them, or are they frustrating and you want to smack them in the face? Nick, what else do we want to
know? Maybe the length of our videos. Are they too short? Are they too long? Is there a time that you want? Yeah, maybe we should get rid of Phil altogether. I'm not sure.
That face is pretty scary. I get that. I get that. Yeah.
You know, maybe should we bring in some guest people to come in and have a bit of a chat with us as well? Would that be something you'd be interested in? I've had a couple of people say that maybe we should do just some audio versions as well, just MP3s, so you don't have to look at our ugly mugs. Could be an improvement. But yeah, any other suggestions you have for us to, you know, help us grow or, you know, improve so you don't get too bored and disinterested?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to be making content and, you know, wasting our time and everyone else's time as well. You know, we both work full time, so you know, this is just a bit of fun. It's not serious. We're not trying to get 100 million subscribers and not have to work full time jobs. Or maybe we are. Maybe we are. Hang on a second. Yeah, it is just a bit of fun. So yeah, anything at all, any bit of advice that can help us to improve the channel would be great.
Great. All right. So give us anything you got. Anything about the topics that we're talking about, the quality of the content, length, graphics and visuals, maybe the audio, and of course your lovely presenters here. All right, let us know what you think. All right, on with the video.
Let's go.
Hello, game. Talking about? Welcome to Xbot and Pony, and this is the second time we're trying to record because someone screwed up, didn't they, Nick?
Yes, Garfield. Jesus Christ, why didn't you hit record? Darn cat.
Welcome to Xbot and Pony, the show where every week we just geek out about games and sort of share what's going on in the world of video games. And one of the things that's been happening this last week is people have been theorizing that there might be a Switch Pro on the horizon. And I've got my own theories about it. But what do you think, Nick? Is there a Switch Pro coming?
Yeah, so a few, you know, big websites have said that developers have been told to prepare for 4K mobile gaming, which is a bit strange in my opinion from Nintendo's perspective. That's not really their angle to push resolutions. They never really have before. But it keeps popping up. It's there. We've got two consoles out there that are pushing 4K 60 at the moment and, you know, 120 frames per second even. So there's competition there. In my opinion, there's a few, not exclusive Switch games, but there's a few third-party games that aren't really coming to Switch. Doom Eternal keeps getting delayed for some weird reason, and they keep saying it's coming, but yeah, you know, there's obviously got to be something behind that. Who knows? My theory is something will probably happen, whether it's a 4K or some sort of upgrade, small upgrade. I mean, they need to get these bigger games resource-wise, you know, video, GPU, CPU, out, so they've got a bit more third-party support. Everybody knows you need third-party support. You can't just have first-party, and Switch has proven that with the amount of consoles they've sold in such a short period of time. But yeah, so I assume you have some good theories. You want to share your theories with YouTube?
I do have a theory, yes, and I'm curious what you think about it. My big theory is that there is a Switch Pro coming in March of 2021.
Okay. What makes you think this?
Yeah,
your uncle works at
I'm
Nintendo.
sticking my flag in it now, all right? I'm claiming this. All right, it's coming in March 2021.
Because your uncle told you, and he works at Nintendo.
Yes, yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So, okay. All right. So the here's my theory. Oh God, sorry, go on, man.
No, expand on your theory, please.
Okay, all right, I shall. So not a good theory really, but just some speculation. So my big one is that the Switch Mini came out about halfway through into the Switch's generation, right? So it came out 18 months after launch.
Yep.
Now March is hovering back around to a further 18 months.
Yes. I see.
Okay, right. Because you don't want too many revisions in a short space of time. You want them to breathe. So a further 18 months would be a good amount of time.
Yeah, I think so. And the Switch Lite it's a different thing. It's not just a power up or power down. It was specifically a handheld. So you couldn't plug into your TV. The things didn't come off. Your Joy-Cons don't come off. So it was a revision. It wasn't an upgrade or downgrade. It was just something a bit different.
And 3DS did similar things. They had their XLs come out. They had their 2DSs. They had all sorts of things come
2DS, out. Yeah, which was same thing really. Yeah.
Right, so that they wouldn't cannibalize each other. They had a bit of time. All right, but that's just speculation. All right, that's nothing concrete. All right, let's try something a bit more specific. All right? My big thing is actually about the games that have been announced recently that all seem to be hovering around that similar date. They all seem to be around March 26th.
March 26th. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark that on your calendars, guys.
I think it's going to be a big one. All right, it's just before the end of the financial year. All right, so they obviously may want to just get something big in there before the year ends. Now, I'm going to get some of my dates wrong, but they're all going to be around that same time. Monster Hunter, new one that's coming out.
Announcement, yep, very big.
Huge announcement. Those games require some serious power. You know, if you played the version that they released on Switch, that was a 3DS port.
Yes.
Over. Every time you exit an area, the game loads. It takes forever. Like, it's not ideal. And you've had games like Monster Hunter World come out more recently, which are completely open world, and that's what people are used to. So you need a bit more power. And they've announced that one's coming out around, I think it's the 26th. I'll say the 25th or 26th of March. And I've got a theory that game is going to be launching with that Switch Pro. I'm pretty sure. All right? Same day, they've got, I'm not going to butcher the name as well. Is it called Bilal Wonderworld? The one that's
Wonderland, I think, something like that.
Wonderland, something like that. Knights 3, basically. Okay.
Basically, yeah.
All right, being made by Yuji Naka, looks gorgeous. Looks like there's a lot going on. I suspect that game requires a bit of oomph, and that is releasing on the same day. All right, so that's 2 games around the same time. The other game that we were talking about before, that's coming around that time, is Prince of Persia.
Yes.
Right? Now, about a week later, it's coming out on the Switch. Now, it's been delayed from January. The other consoles are getting it in January. So why would Switch have to wait a few more months?
Yeah.
Why? Well, is it because it needs a bit of power?
Yeah. Power. Well, Doom's copped a few delays.
Yeah. Well, that's the other one. That's the final. If you can imagine my Thanos Infinity Stone gauntlet here of all the games that need to come out for the Switch Pro, all right? That's the other one. It's Doom Eternal, because that one keeps going quiet. And you see them on Twitter. They will come out and say, oh, no, it's still coming. It's still coming. We've got some news coming. Don't worry about it. It's coming. It's going. Is that because they're waiting?
Maybe Game Awards or a direct early January? Do they do it that quick again, or they give us a bit more time?
Is it? Yeah. Have they had to delay it because they couldn't quite get it up and running on the normal Switch versions, but they could on a Switch Pro?
Definitely. That's a good theory. I like that.
Yeah. So, but is it going to be a 4K beast of a machine? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Could be like a dock that you plug in and it upscales to 4K, but I could see 1080p on the handheld because it's pretty much 720p at the moment, sometimes less. So yeah, I could see it being a 1080p handheld game.
So theoretically, it could be more likely down that road, right? You know, where before the Switch Mini was more the portable side, and now they're going to go back to the console side and explore that. A dock would be the simplest solution, I imagine. I'm not a tech head. Maybe someone can explain that better to me. But yeah, if they can boost it up from being 1080-ish on the TV and 720 on the handheld, boost it up to 1080, new screen, new something, you know, on the actual console in handheld, and maybe scaled up to 4K on the big screen.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing we didn't really touch on is, and I know we don't have it here in Australia at the moment, but I have seen it pretty rampant on social media. The Switch actually does have a competitor now, and that is xCloud. So xCloud Game Pass, you've seen people, their Razer, Hitachi things attached, their Samsung Galaxy 6s, their Note 20s, and performance is pretty good. So I know it's completely different, you're streaming, but it has to be classed as a bit of a competitor because it's that same mobile space. So maybe, yeah, they do need to upgrade their Switch to fight off a little bit of xCloud. Anyway, and Nintendo's got their exclusives that they'll never get, so it is a bit different. But yeah, so a 4K or 4K upscaler, 1080p that upscales to 4K, or even a 2K that upscales to 4K dock, that could possibly come in March. It's a very good theory.
Because it's too, they're not going to release a Switch 2, right? Not anytime soon. There's no need. The console's selling really, really, really well. But there is a danger of them falling behind once these two new consoles come out. So that seems like a good sort of in-between step.
Yeah.
You know, where you have, like a mid-gen upgrade type thing. But like we said before, it's not really Nintendo's style to do that. If we compare it to like the 3DS, that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is they had their new 3DS, which was technically a bit of an upgrade, a little bit more powerful, could play SNES games. But they didn't really release many games that were exclusive for it.
That were exclusive, and then some had some upgrades that they
there was a Xenoblade game, and I think there was a Hyrule Warriors game for it, and so and that wasn't a significant jump in quality. So I think it's more likely something like that. Maybe
I agree. I concur.
Yes. So yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Is that likely? Is there a Switch Pro on the horizon, or do you agree with my theory, or do you have one of your own? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, let us know. Does it feel crazy? Probably, but yeah, you let us know below whether you think you're all going to be playing Doom Eternal on Switch Pro in 2021.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.